What's going on, folks, and welcome to a special edition of the D-constructing Topic podcast. My name is David, and I'm your host of this legendary podcast. And today we got, I did say, a special edition or a special episode because this is about the University of Notre Dame Fighting Irish and how a Puerto Rican kid born in Puerto Rico, raised in the Bronx, became one of University of Notre Dame Fighting Irish football biggest fan. Let's go. Woo. Dun 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 dun. Woo. Let's get it. All right, that's the fighting song of the University of Notre Dame Fighting Irish. What's going on, my peoples? Yeah, we doing it. I'll be kind of a little bit back. I did an episode early in the year talking about my goals, whatever it is that's going on. This is a big year for me, my podcast, my life, everything. But there's little minor setbacks, and those minor setbacks is that here in the United States, we are in that season. People getting sick left and right, whatever it is that's going on. Flu symptoms, cold symptoms, whatever symptoms. Man, that kind of knocked me out for about a week. It took me about a week and a half to kind of get back on the grind, get back on, let's make it happen type of deal. But we here and just send you mad love for everybody out there that's kind of like falling into the sickness, the season of the whatever that's going on out there. Just get better, take care of yourself, hydrate, rest if you can. A little bit of everything, you know what I mean? So this episode, tomorrow, January 20th, it's an important day. No, it's not that day for what's happening over there in the White House. No, it's a day Notre Dame Fighting Irish will be playing against Ohio State, the Ohio State, for the national championship, college, and that is. But today I'm going to tell a little story of how a Puerto Rican kid raised in the Bronx, born in Puerto Rico, how did I become a great Notre Dame Fighting Irish? And for those people, a lot of people that don't know me, for those people who know me on a personal level, back in 2009, I took a trek over there, watched my Notre Dame senior day, cold day, November, the third week of November, and then we played against University of Yukon, which is not necessarily a football powerhouse. And I remember we were winning, but we lost. So, I'm hoping to go back. You already know we got the donation button. Whoever wants to, do the courtesy a little. Hey, we got to keep the lights on like they always say. But I'm here. And once again, raise your hand out there. Hey, let's go. Dun, 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 dun. So now, how did I become a Notre Dame football fan? And first and foremost, how did I become a football fan? And one of the things I did mention on a football episode, where I was in the 6th grade, or I entered the 6th grade, right, middle school. And again, my understanding is that there was a budget. They didn't have extra money for bilingual teachers, something to that effect, whatever the case might be. Just to give you an idea, I was I'm in the public school here in the Bronx. And how can I say to you, I was in what they call ESL class, English Second Language, meaning I was in a bilingual class, mostly, how can I say, Spanish. But when I entered the 6th grade, I entered what we call a regular class, mixed with the other kids, and mostly were, some of my black friends. Some of my grew up, and those beautiful black friends back then in the 6th grade. And listen, I apologize, whatever words I'm using, but I'm just trying to tell a story without sugarcoating stuff, because that's basically the best way to tell a story, is to be genuine and describe what's going on. In the 6th grade, a couple of my black friends there, they introduced me to football. Now, keep in mind, I'm a sucker for hearing stories of, again, I'm a Puerto Rican kid, born in Puerto Rico. Football is not a thing in Puerto Rico. You know what I mean? It's not a thing. We got, when it comes to sports, Puerto Ricans have gravitated, to baseball, obviously, boxing. Hey, listen, we got some of the best boxers. I still say that we got some of the best boxers of all time. That's another different podcast, but let's make it happen. I see you, Amanda Serrano. Let's get it. And then we got basketball, obviously, with Michael Jordan, Magic, Larry Bird, and then in the 90s, whatever the other players, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaq. So basketball was an easy transition for Puerto Ricans kind of like and play because we got a lot of basketball courts over there. So football is not a thing, you know what I mean? Now, there's a lot of Puerto Rican kids here raised in the Bronx and a lot of ghetto people, my ghetto hood. Hey, the love for football in the Bronx, man, it's underrated. And I always have a plans. I mean, the football season is almost over, but normally I wanted to do like a little tour to go on a Sunday. If somebody over there, I don't drive, but hey, listen, I'll figure this one out. I gotta hire a chauffeur. I don't even know, what is it? Somebody that's gonna drive me around. Wow, can't believe I'm forgetting some words. But, the football, and we played that street football. And one of the things that gravitated to me is the introduction to football in 1990. At that time, the New York Giants were a good team, a great team. They happened to win the championship. And then I remember some of my black friends at that time, they were telling me about Notre Dame, how great Notre Dame is. And just to give you an insight how I gravitated to Notre Dame. Now, University of Notre Dame is a big institution, famous, known. They do play in NBC, Peacock, for those who have it. And basically every home game they play, it's a national team. So you're always going to watch these teams. And we're talking about like pre-cable time, at least for me. I was able to kind of be exposed to a little bit more Notre Dame games. And there was that one game where if they would have won, they would have won the national championship. And I believe that was in 1990, Notre Dame versus University of Colorado. And, it was that famous play with Rocky Ishmael ran it and scored a touchdown, but there was a flag towards the end of the game. The game was over. Notre Dame loses. But my first year of being exposed to Notre Dame was in 1991. Let's go, Irish! Woo! The days watching Jerome Bettis, Reggie Brooks, Rick Myra, Lake Dawson, if I'm not mistaken, and a couple of players out there, and I started watching it, and just my love for Notre Dame, I'll tell you, let's go. Woo! And that's how I started to feel that love, because again, I want people to understand where I was grew up in the Bronx, the South Boogie, Brook Avenue, Cypress Avenue. We had some demons over there. There's still some demons out there, but we had demons out there. The streets wasn't safe for nobody. But your boy decided, you know what? Let me be the smart one, stay home on Saturdays where they mostly play these college football games. And what I was watching on Saturdays for the most part, Notre Dame. And there were some classic games that I watched, and that year, 1991, being exposed to, these players that would wind up becoming a NFL Hall of Famer. We got the coach, Lou Holtz. Oh, I remember Lou. Jerome Bettis. You already know, for those people, Jerome Bettis went to NFL, Rams, then Steelers. The rest is history. Ray Sellers. Oh, my God, that's another gentleman out there. Aaron Taylor was one. I think he came after. Man, we had some good stuff out there in Notre Dame. For those who remember those days, ooh, man, and wake up the echoes. Let's get it. And one of the things that being in that class, being exposed to football, it's like I love football in general, and I fell in love. And 1992 season, 93 season, I also remember gravitated to the movie Rudy, which is based on Danny Ratledge, the story. Rudy is a story where this person was not given a chance because either their size or whatever. In the case of Rudy, he was a small football player who had a big heart, who wanted to play football, and he was able to be given a opportunity. Now, the movie Rudy, it might exaggerate a little bit thing, but it's those stories on life where everything is against you. You know what I'm saying? And this is just genuine life. That everything is against you, but your heart and your belief in yourself and your determination that you could do it, and then you just made it. You know what I mean? And Rudy was that story of that young man who, you're too short, you're too this, you're not that smart. Going to University of Notre Dame is a private institution, a private school. And let me tell you something, and just to give you a heads up, it's a Roman Catholic institution. I say Roman Catholic because I want to be sometimes specific on that situation. And I remember back in 2009 when I went to Notre Dame, I remember seeing how can I say, some couple of tailgating parties, people eating their burgers, their beers. I think that there was a tailgate part where they offered, I think it was like $25, whatever. And I'm saying to myself, I'll wait until I go inside the stadium and have me a couple of beers and whatnot. So when I go inside the stadium, I start seeing, if I'm not mistaken, I start seeing the signs, Coke, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola. And that's when it hits me when I'm like, oh, yes, it's a religious Catholic institution and they don't sell beer. Oh, come on, man. Wow, what a dry day. But that's fine. I got to watch my Notre Dame. I watch my boys. Woo! There's a lot of plays that I grew up watching. And again, I gravitate to the early 90s with Lou, Rick Meyer, Reggie Brooks, Jerome Bettis, and them plays, Lake Dawson. So it's the good old days. And I could go on to the history and the love, but my boys are playing tomorrow. Marcus Peter and them. Oh, we got a good team. We got a lot of good plays out there. And then this for me, as a fan of Notre Dame, my thing is this. This is as the most physical team I've seen in a long time. Because sometimes Notre Dame, if you look at the history of Notre Dame, we had physical boys back in the 80s, 90s. But it looked like somebody else was stepping up, getting better. And, we lost our touch. We lost our aura of the uniqueness of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And one of those things is that, the roster, the people that's here, we got some ballers. We got plays that are definitely physical and playing where I feel like, hey, listen, we could do it. We could definitely do it. And it's going to be tough against the Ohio State. The Ohio State, they got some good boys over there. But I just want over here share my little story of how I became a big Notre Dame fan in the early echoes of the early 90s in the Bronx. Being Puerto Rican here myself, again, it's those stories, and I'm a sucker for those stories that just, it's like two different words just colliding. You know what I'm saying? Just two different words. It's like, the story of the Jamaican bobsled team, right? It doesn't snow in Jamaica, but you got a bobsled team because you have runners there, good runners. Jamaica always got good runners. And you just put them in this sport that is winter, which is bobsledding. And I love those. Again, even Japanese baseball, even though baseball is an American thing, who would have thought, damn, Japan have mastered the art of baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. Even though baseball is big in the Caribbean, and I would say Cuba, Dominican Republic, those people, they got savages out there in the DR. But just how fascinating to think like this sports, especially sports that were created in the United States or founded in the United States, that other countries or other people, other entities enjoy it, because sometimes sports, and if you look at the history of sports, is universal. So we making it happen. Hope you enjoyed this podcast. Please feel free to share all that good stuff. We're going to head tomorrow. We're going to bust those Ohio State. We're going to make it happen. Let's go Notre Dame Fighting Irish. You already know. Woo! Let's go, Irish. Let's go. And I'm out. Peace.